Alright, hello. This is a late video for me. This is recorded very late into the night. This is just going to be my predictions and preview of the Derek Lewis versus Thaleson Teixeira fight card. I got some opinions on this card that may seem very unpopular. I have to whisper, by the way, because it's very late in my house. I'm just going to get straight into it. There's a lot of weird shit on this card I need to talk about. But we're just going to get straight into it with the predictions. The opener bout. Fatima Klein versus Melissa Martinez. Honestly, I kind of wanted to pick Martinez. But I think Klein has the better wins and the better loss. Her only loss is to Jasmine Jadovich. I don't know how you pronounce that, but the Canadian woman. And that's aged very well. Jasmine's on her way to a title shot, probably. Melissa Martinez lost to, I don't know who she lost to. And that concerns me. So I'm going to go for Fatima Klein late knockout. That just seems like the safe. Late knockout or decision. Most likely a decision. But moving on. Mitch Ramirez versus Mike Davis. I really wanted to go Mike Davis in this fight. But Mitch Ramirez, I don't know why, he just screams like he's going to pull this off to me. So I'm going to go Mitch Ramirez. I don't know why. I just have a gut feeling that it might happen. So I'm going to go Mitch Ramirez. Probably knockout or submission. Rounds 2 or 3. Alright, moving on. Now this is what annoys me about this card. This fight is on the fucking prelims, right? But Junior Tafa and Tokkos is on the main card. What the fuck? Two of the most exciting prospects at heavyweight. And fucking Tokkos and Junior Tafa is on the main card. Fucking Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane is on the main card. What the fuck? And this isn't opening the fucking card. I don't know, man. Who I'm going to go for? I'm going to go for Walter Walker. I think he won't even try strike with Kennedy. I think he'll try just get it down to the ground. Out-muscle Kennedy. And I think we'll see a submission rounds 1 or 2. That's just how I feel. Can Kennedy knock him out? Let's just hope Walter Walker's chin is not genetic with his brother. Let's just hope for that. He could have a glass chin, like his brother, but I think being a heavyweight may help him. Okay, moving on. Laura, how is this fucking ahead of Walter Walker versus Kennedy? It doesn't make any fucking sense. If anything, the fucking Kennedy and Njokuani fight should be the feature fight, but fuck it, Lauren Murphy versus Eduarda Moura. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to go Eduarda Moura. I think she's just going to grapple for about 3 rounds, and she might get a stoppage. I don't know. Murphy's a bit old, so it's just I can see a late stoppage for Eduarda. I'll go for that. Late sub for Eduarda or decision. Moving on. This is an intriguing fight. Jake Matthews versus Chidi Njokuani. I actually learned how to pronounce his name. I probably did butcher it, but I tried my best. This is a very intriguing matchup, but I'm actually going to go for Jake Matthews. I think Chidi he's not built for welterweight. He is a middleweight fighter. Because last time he tried to make welterweight, he was 178 or something. I was probably 190 on the night of the fight. I think he's going to miss weight again. If he doesn't miss weight, fair play to him, but he'd probably be 171 and a half and then have to weigh in an hour later and barely make it. He's not built for welterweight. He has no future in welterweight. As he's getting older, he has no future in welterweight. He's a middleweight fighter. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to go Jake Matthews. Probably rounds 2 or 3 KO. Or a submission, but most likely a KO. I can see him chinning Chidi with that drooling rate. Grueling, sorry, not drooling. What am I talking about? With that grueling weight cut. I just think he can chin him. Alright, moving on. This is an intriguing matchup. Max Griffin is 40, I believe. Chris Curtis is good for middleweight, but he was small. I think he'll probably exceed at welterweight. We've seen it before, middleweights moving down to welterweight where they exceed. Where Keane Buckley being a main example. I think Chris Curtis will win this fight. I think he chins him. I can see Chris Curtis getting a knockout rounds 2 or 3. I just think he has power. If he has power for middleweight, he'll have power for welterweight. And Max Griffin's 40. I might even just do it 1 to 2. Chris Curtis knockouts round 1 to 2, I think. Moving on. This fight this fight in particular doesn't annoy me. It's where it's placed is what it fucking annoys me. Tokkos is coming off a loss to Navajo Sterling. Junior Tafa, I don't know when the last time he won a fight was. Wasn't recent. And these guys get a main card slot over fucking Kennedy and Njokuani versus fucking Walter Walker. Make it make sense. They're not even ranked. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. I think Junior Tafa will probably lose this fight in embarrassing form. He's not a good heavyweight. He's losing a heavyweight, which means he'll definitely lose at light heavyweight. I'm going to go Tokkos, probably knockout rounds 2 or 3. My fucking theory is he was bad at heavyweight. He'd be even worse at light heavyweight because the skill gap, you know what I mean? And Tokkos didn't even look that bad in his last fight. I'll go Tokkos probably by knockout. Moving on. Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane. Vitor Petrino has given up on light heavyweight. He has followed the footsteps of Kennedy and Njokuani. Does he do well at heavyweight? He's too small for heavyweight, I will say that, because he's smaller than fucking Junior Tafa. And that's a scary thing to say. But I think he'll do well at heavyweight. Do I think he destroys Austin Lane? No. I think this will be a close fight. I could see even Austin Lane chinning him. Petrino's chin is very sus. I can see Petrino just jabbing him at range for 3 rounds and then getting a late weird stoppage. Or just going for it. I don't know how heavyweight Vitor Petrino looks. I could see definitely Austin Lane rushing in and getting countered instantly. But he could chin up Vitor. This is a very tricky fight to predict because both of these guys are fucking weird. Do I rely... They're both chinny. But I think Vitor Petrino will probably get it done. I think the light heavyweight skill will come in here. But moving on. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charriere. Nate Landwehr is a very tricky one to predict. And Morgan Charriere, I think, is chinny. Who do I think wins this fight? I could see Nate Landwehr fluking it, to be honest. I'm going to go Nate Landwehr. I'm going to go Nate Landwehr, probably decision or late knockout. I can see him fluking this. But moving on. Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Now, this is also a tricky fight. Because both of these guys will probably fight the end of Gaethje versus Holloway for 3 rounds straight. So anyone can go down at any minute. But I'm going to trust my gut. I'm going to go Calvin Kattar. I think Calvin Kattar probably knocks him out in 1 to 2 rounds. I just think that Garcia will probably leave himself open. And I'm not sure if Kattar has been chinned yet. So I don't really know, to be honest. But I'll go Kattar, rounds 1 and 2 knockout. They're satisfied tonight. They couldn't even give him, on his retirement fight, they couldn't give him an easy fight. A 17-1 Gabriel Bonfim. You know what? Just because it's his retirement fight, I'm going to go Stephen Thompson knockout round 2 or 3. But the thing is, he's 41, you know what I mean? So here's what I'm going to do. My heart pick will pick Stephen Thompson round 2 or 3 knockout. My brain will probably go tell me Gabriel Bonfim submission rounds 3 or decision. I can just see it happening. He's 41. What do you expect, man? But I will be rooting for Stephen Thompson this fight. And my heart says rounds 2 or 3 knockout. But my official pick will be Gabriel Bonfim decision or late submission. But either way, I'll be happy. Now, the final fight of the night. This is most likely his retirement fight as well, which makes us sad. Derek Lewis versus the tallest heavyweight right now, Tailson Teixeira. Who do I think wins this fight? I'll probably say Tailson Teixeira. Now, we have seen Derek Lewis fluke a knockout win over a taller opponent before. He has experience in this. But I think Tailson will be too much. I think Tailson will probably chin him in like 2 rounds. So that's what I'm going to go for. Tailson Teixeira out-grapples Derek Lewis and knocks him out in 2 rounds. As sad as it is, that's just what I see happen. He's 40 years old, like... You know, we might get a miracle, but I think Tailson Teixeira is talented enough to out-grapple him for 2 rounds, probably hit him in the clinch with something. Similar to the Justin Tafa knockout. Moving on. That was the whole card, so... If any of you disagree with these picks, please let me know. I have to wrap this up quickly because it's very late at night. I don't really know if this is going to be an exciting card or not. It's kind of a very meh card. Do I think it'll be probably one of the worst cards of the year? No. There's a couple of chinny people. There will be a few knockouts. There will be knockouts. They'll probably be entertaining, but with this shit, like with these people, you can't predict anything. But I'll keep my hopes up. I think the main event will be a banger though. Although it could end up being like Ngannou versus Lewis, where it was just a fucking boring fight for about 12 minutes. Alright. Well, that's been it from me. See ya.